Modern cars. I hang on to this. Push button starts. No keys. It's all run by software. Which is actually scary because when computers started coming out, laptops, there was nothing but trouble to get them working. Constant rebooting. Then cell phones came out. Run by software. And there was nothing but trouble with cell phones. Like there's something like your car can be perfect mechanically, but some software glitch won't let it run. Am I right? Tell me if you got a horror story. Like, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. If that screen or that screen dies, you can't use the car. You can't even check oil. Well, I mean, go into the software, and then I can find oil pressure. I had a Trans Am, and it had all the dials, and when you pressed on the pedal, they all did fun things. Like, the other thing was, I had a BMW 3 Series, right? And it had a button for all the luxury stuff. Like, there was a button for cruise control. There was a button for heated seats. There was a button for the heated steering wheel. Now, like, all that stuff is on this screen. Now, I know BMW was probably the first, maybe the second. I don't know if Tesla was the first. But in order for your car has all those options now. Like, it's built into the car mechanically. Except now for you to use them, you got to pay a subscription to use your heated seats, or your heated steering wheel, or your vented seats. Isn't that crazy? I don't know. I don't know, because you're buying a car with everything in it already, and you're paying just to access them. I could see a revolutionary thing called car hackers, where they unlock all that stuff for you for free, permanently. What do you think? You know, it would be something if all you wanted was a plain Jane car to get you to A to B, nothing fancy, an engine, four wheels, seats, and a steering wheel. Maybe some climate controls that sort of worked. I grew up in cars like that. Simple, easy to use. Nothing ever really went wrong with them. I watched a video today of, because my BMW didn't have an oil dipstick or stuff like that. You had to check all that stuff in the computer, if you could find it. And I hate this auto start stop thing. It doesn't save gas. It actually, all these cars now with little turbos, little engines with the turbos, that actually ruins them. Anyway, that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like all these. There's some good stuff with this. Like, I love this self-driving feature with this. I just turn it on. I can turn it up as high as I want. It's 140 kilometers an hour. I'm doing 39. It'll stop at the next light for me behind this truck. Just touch it once in a while. Like, this is for those boring drives, which is everyday driving to me. When you're getting up, You're clocking in, and then you're doing that drive that you've done a million times. Because when I was driving a lot, especially when I was younger, full of testosterone, wanting to speed everywhere, the accidents I had were always close to home. It was on those drives where I let my guard down. The easy, simple, mind-numbing drives. My attention went elsewhere. And I found, speeding excited. See, there you go. Like, I don't have to really do anything here. I'm just going to turn this down because it's only 70 here. Don't really want to do 125. Let's do 70. And having this, first of all, the auto stop feature is perfect. I've rear-ended people. And as finicky as these are, it saved me more than once already from rear-ending somebody. The self-driving thing, absolutely, I love it. I think Dodge calls it assisted cruise control. The lady at the dealership tried to say it was lane sense, but I think the rest of the Dodges have lane sense. I don't know how many have this assisted cruise control thing because the chick at the dealership couldn't figure it out. I just call it self-driving. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I like that modern convenience part of that, I guess. The rear traffic control alert thing, where it beeps, when you're backing up in the cars or somebody's passing by. It helps because you can't see everything. You can't. I don't know. It just gives you a little warning, and it will stop the car for you. Like, I get that. And I'm paying extra for it. I know I'm paying extra for it. I mean, anybody would agree. If I asked the internet today, is the Dodge Hornet overpriced? And if you know anything about cars, you've been watching the car market, you're pretty much going to agree with that. Are modern cars overpriced in general? And I think a lot of people will say yes to that too. See, like, I'm not doing anything. It's slowing down for this guy. Like, this is awesome. I could see why people were falling asleep in Teslas. Just throw it in the ninth. Yeah. What was that movie? I, Robot? Will Smith? And all the cars were driving themselves at super high speeds, doing all those, I guess, commutes or whatever, city driving. He gets on his motorcycle. The chick says, "Hey, you're driving this yourself? What are you, crazy?" you know? Because none of these drives are fun. You're driving in a straight line for 2-3 hours. Or you're in traffic with everybody else. The island was a bit better. The roads were sweepy, hilly. You had to be a little bit more involved. This way though, here's the thing. As a driver, I remember driving my family and everybody, go through the mountains and things. And if you're the driver, you really don't get to see the scenes. You don't get to sit there and stare out the window. I noticed with the self-driving thing, I end up doing that. Not supposed to. But otherwise, I'd be doing it and driving and then probably causing an accident. And it's good. It's not herky-jerky. Like 95% of the time, this thing is spot on. You get the blind spot detectors. You get, yeah, it's overpriced. And it sucks that they're overpriced. You know, I think Toyota was they built a truck that everybody could afford, but they're not going to let it in North America because it doesn't meet safety standards. Karens are in control of the cars. I was really hoping actually that I really wanted to buy an old school car with carburetors, believe it or not. I really did. Because I knew getting into this new, like I found out with the BMW, I needed a computer in order to work on the car. No, you got to clear codes. You got to, sync the battery to the car. Gone are the days where you just hook up a battery to a car and it works. No, it's got to be synced and it's got to be able to talk. And that's just the main battery. Never mind the sub batteries where that stay on while the car is sitting. Because it still has to be able to, communicate with satellites and stuff, with your key fob, with your app. It's got to take downloads. So your car is never really off. And never mind any of that. Never mind any of that. Your car is collecting data from you. Your modern car is collecting data for you. It's selling your soul to some broker, and you're not seeing a dime of it. Not only aren't you seeing a dime of it, you're being charged extra for it. You're paying to have that privilege of your car stealing everything it knows about you while the dealership is asking you for a subscription for it. Now, isn't that crazy? And all in the, what do you call it? Interest of safety and security? So that an insurance company can deny you coverage because you went over the speed limit one time too many or did a hard braking event, and they're just tallying it up and handing you this massive bill in order for you to drive again. I don't think this modern car thing is a good idea. It's here to stay, of course. Maybe not. We'll see. Canada's in not even a recession. We're in a depression right now. Western civilization is on the verge of collapse or evolving, but it's deteriorating. Anyway, that's another story. Yeah, I don't know. If this car could fly and I had all of this controls and maybe that would be worth something. Maybe I would pay extra for that. But because we're not in hover cars, like Back to the Future predicted or proposed, yeah, disc brakes, I don't know. I don't know. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. For driving pleasure, I think it's a lot safer now because you can get into a modern car and drive like an idiot and you'll end up safe. You won't kill yourself or other people, generally speaking. I mean, you really have to be trying to hurt somebody in order to hurt somebody in a modern car. I would like to take this out to a track. This car is fun. And it's pretty safe. Anyway, that's the talk for today. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Leave a comment in the comments. I really like the YouTube comments. I don't know. It's. I know there's humans out there, and I like talking to humans. That's why I do this. Anyway, see you in the next one.